Hello everyone and welcome back for another Commander gameplay. I am playing Jorge Ponsgil, I'm guessing is how that's pronounced. I win the die roll, and if you couldn't tell by the title, I am playing Rashmi Eternity's Crafter, blue-green, Simic Control, and it's very good. Against Gaddock Teeg, a pretty good card against the control deck. Has a fantastic draw in my opinion, and it's a real nail-biter of a game. I'm not going to tell you how it turns out yet. But I think this is definitely one of those games where there's a lot of different lines that I can take, and they go for worse or better, or we'll have to see. I see a little bit of a sketchy opening hand. I see 5 lands and the Frantic Search, so that actually means I can bin 2 of these lands if I don't need them off the Frantic Search, and Trinket Mage to get me more mana. I do also have the Strip Mine. If they have a potentially sketchy draw, I might lead Strip Mine on turn 2, but overall, I think this is rather keepable. This deck wants to have plenty of mana in play to get Rashmi online as quickly as possible. There's definitely better 6-card hands that exist in this deck, especially with the Scry 1 that you're given. But I think this is actually on the borderline. It's definitely borderline. This Frantic Search probably puts it over the edge. But we're talking minor percentage points here. My opponent mulls to 6, I believe. Yes? I'm going to lead Thornborn Falls past my opponent. Turn 1 Sarah Ascendant. Wow. Feels good. God. 1 mana 6/6s on turn 1. Alright. We are behind the 8 ball. There goes the Strip Mine plan. There's no way that I'm going to play this now because Strip Mine is good in the we're even game, the same sort of situation where you have a standstill type effect in play. Board states even, and I'm just trying to delay long enough to get control of the game. Sarah Ascendant in play, there's no way I can delay this game out. I've got to keep moving. So I'm going to play Island, represent Counterspell. Maybe they won't play Teeg on turn 2. Sarah Ascendant in, and this is just going to clock me for most of the game. They think about it, see that I have the blue, and they don't run Teeg out, and that's alright. They push the Mother, very good, all the same. I pick up Forest. I'm going to shock here. I just want to get more islands in play for this Vidalcan Shackles. My plan here is going to be Trinket Mage to get the Mana Crypt. I know I'm on a clock, but the Mana Crypt is I need to be able to be moving as quickly as possible, and Mana Crypt's going to help me do that. My plan is I'm going to Trinket Mage up the Mana Crypt. Next turn, that gives me 3 plus the Mana Crypt's worth of mana for exactly 5. I also have 2 islands in play now, so I can take Teeg if I need to, but now I'm definitely going to take the Mom, I think. So I have enough to play Shackles, and use Strip Mine all in the same turn. So that's my current line of thought here. Trinket Mage, get the Mana Crypt, ship the turn. Teeg comes down on 2. And I think, do they miss a land drop here? They might. Nope. Alright, they played the Forest. Into Soul Ring. I forgot about the Soul Ring. Alright. Well, the only way to try to kneecap this mana development, at least I got some of my own, I'm going to try to cut them off a color, Strip Mine the Plains, push the Mana Crypt, drop the Shackles, and I'm going to represent an imaginary counterspell. And they get fetch, immediately have white again, Stoneforge Mystic. Wow, just runner into runner. And I have, if I kept Strip Mine open, and if they didn't draw white that turn, I would have had Dissipate for the Stoneforge. It's just beating after beating. Actually, I would have had Frantic Search and then Dissipate. So Strip Mine was clearly incorrect there. They get and play the Lightning Greaves, equip the Mom. I'm going to steal the Mom in response. Don't want that to F-Shroud. And they're going to protect the Sarah Ascendant. Not notably correct. And then they switch it onto Teeg. And this is the play that I disagree with. Teeg isn't winning them this game. Sarah Ascendant is winning them this game. The amount of answers that Green-Blue has for Sarah Ascendant are Mind Control effects, Pongify, Turn to Frog, or no, not Turn to Frog, Pongify, and Rapid Hybridization, the single blue spells. I have Beast Within, in the color identity at the very least. Those are the answers I have for killing your creature here, or removing the creature. It's mind control, it's all targeted effects, with few exceptions. It is in their best interest to protect Sarah Ascendant above all else. They have Soul Ring in play, so replaying Gaddock Teeg shouldn't be an issue. And if I'm spending removal on Gaddock Teeg, it means I'm not spending it on Sarah Ascendant. And I absolutely disagree with moving this protection off Ascendant here. There's no reason to. Because Teeg's not going to win. It's as simple as that. Teeg's not going to win the game. I get an island. Alright, so I'm going to push Frantic Search because I just need to dig more. And if I need to, I can leave up mana for Dissipate. I'm going to pitch the Dismiss in the Forest here, and I pitch the Dismiss because it's not castable. There's a chance that I might have like bounce into Force of Will to stop Teeg coming back down later in the game, so I hold on to the Force of Will because it doesn't cost mana. And Dissipate because it's an actually castable spell. I hold on to the island because I have Shackles in play, I already met my green sources, and Blighted Woodland, I want the shuffle effect and the potential ramp. I don't need the green mana from Forest, Blighted Woodland is just better. And I decide to run out the Rashmi here just so I can try to get value. I continue to represent that counterspell that I don't have. Moving on to Sarah Ascendant, crash in, and back to Teeg. And they do this song and dance most of the game. Kadama's Reach, put Forest Plains. I win a flip. Feels good. Alright. Get a top. I'm definitely going to run the top out. I see Maze of Ith. Now, unfortunately, they have the Lightning Greaves to prevent this Maze of Ith from working, so I'm immediately going to top, see if I can get anything spicy. Alright, Eternal Witness, Venser, Island. So, my plan here is I'm going to put Venser on top. I'm going to play the Blighted Woodland. Now, the reason I'm playing Woodland is because if I don't cast Dissipate to get the Venser into my hand, I want to be able to... Sorry, if I don't cast Dissipate and flip the top to draw the Venser without revealing it, and just show the top off the Dissipate, I want to be able to crack top, get Venser, and then use Woodland this turn, because I just need to develop my mana more. And having Venser plus Dissipate, cracking the Woodland will give me enough mana to play the Maze, bounce Sarah Ascendant if they keep doing this song and dance with the Lightning Greaves, and then Dissipate it on the way back down. And then it's gone for good. I am at 12 life at this point, and I have a Mana Crypt in play. So they equip the Sarah Ascendant, go in, I decide nothing's going on. Tap mana, Heliod, God of the Sun. They didn't leave up mana to activate Heliod though, so it makes me think they're going to have another spell. Sylvan Library. Alright, well I'm definitely going to stop that. Their life total is just too high. If they get Sylvan Library, I'm going to lose the game. Because the Sarah Ascendant, every time it attacks, this is a Phyrexian Arena that gains them 2 life. That's not going to happen. Gotta Dissipate the Sylvan Library, flip the top, and I'm going to top again, see Eternal Witness, Island, and I make a little bit of a misplay here, I put Ewit on top. Rearrange again, thankfully I had enough mana. I'm going to put an Island on top with Ewit underneath it, and the reason being I want to Venser and cast the Ewit for free. I lose a flip. I did not lose a flip there. I should not have lost that flip, unfortunately. That means the replay is going to bug. Sarah Ascendant in. So I'm going to bounce the Lightning Greaves, cast the Eternal Witness back the Frantic Search here. And I go for Frantic Search because I know I'm bouncing Greaves. Unfortunately, they have Stoneforge Mystic to be able to put it back into play, so getting the counterspell doesn't make much sense. I gotta get Dig here. I gotta be able to draw into the deck more. So I pick up the Frantic Search, and bounce the Lightning Greaves, and I get to Maze the Ascendant for a turn. I'm a little bit safe. Greaves comes back down, but they cast it instead of using Stoneforge Mystic, and I wonder if they forget about Stoneforge's second ability, and it would have been nice to be able to Dissipate, but I do need this search. So I'm going to search in response, like a good Magic player. I could hit a 2-mana counterspell and stop the Greaves anyway. Get Island, Guild Lotus Island. So I'm going to pitch the Force in an Island, untap some lands, Greaves the Ascendant, Sword of the Animus. That's fine. Let's see if this top is correct. It is. Alright, so I Cyclonic Rift, Mystical Tutor, Soul Ring. So I'm going to put the Soul Ring on top with Cyclonic Rift underneath it. And the reason I do this is because I'm going to draw the Cyclonic Rift. And, I mean, I do flash to them that I have Rift here, unfortunately. But there's no better way to sequence these, because I want the Soul Ring to be able to be cast here. I'm going to Shackles the Stoneforge Mystic. And I take this because I don't want to bounce it back to their hand and give them another search effect. They're going to make a Cleric in response, and I assume that's just so they can have 6. I'm going to ship the turn back. They, knowing about my Cyclonic Rift, start casting spells. Tapping and untapping mana. Realize they went short. Cast Genesis. Well, you tap 3 lands to cast that Genesis. That's fine by me. Equip the sword. Sure. Equip the Greaves. Alright. And because they put that on, I had put a stop and begin combat just to deny them this land from the attack. Overload Cyclonic Rift. And I mentioned in chat here that this costs 2 mana, and I wondered if they thought that I couldn't cast Cyclonic Rift with Teeg in play. But Teeg doesn't check the alternate cost, he only checks CMC. I get a Mystical Tutor, and the fact that they tapped out, you should know what I'm about to search for. It is Amnesia. They think for a sec, replay the Ring, and replay the Greaves. Probably correct here. I'm going to give them their Stoneforge back. I'm going to win the flip, get the Amnesia, top, and that's where we got incorrect here. Alright, these were not the cards I saw. So, there was a Tameo, a Nature's Claim, and a Cold Steel Heart here as the 3 cards. I put Tameo on top with Nature's Claim underneath it. My plan here is, so I Amnesia, rip their hand apart, they go down to nothing. Their graveyard is then filled. Yeah, I think it's going to bug before. Yeah, so I rip their hand apart. Now they're going to Genesis their Serra Ascendant back and try to Greaves it. I realize I have to Nature's Claim. Now keep in mind, I was at 6 here. I have to Nature's Claim their Greaves so that way I don't die, because I use Tameo on the Sol Ring. So they bring back their Serra Ascendant. I Nature's Claim the Greaves so I don't die to it immediately, because I was at 6 life. I win 5 flips in a row off my Mana Crypt. And let me pop up chat. 3 turns without pain. Yep. It's going to jump to the end. There we go. So, yep, it's a solid run. 5 turns. There you go. So, I freeze that. I then kill the Greaves. The following turn, I freeze their Serra Ascendant. They start bringing back their creatures with Genesis. But I get in the position of slowly starting to take over the game. I started attacking them. I took their mom so they didn't have protection from the Tameo. Tameo was going up to 8 on my turn, and they just concede. And I don't think it's correct. I was still at 6 life. I was 1 island away from being able to take their Serra Ascendant and start using it to protect myself from the Mana Crypt. But overall, I think I played the game very well. That Cyclonic Rift off the top is such a beating, and the fact that they knew about it, I'll show, it is in the revealed cards. They knew about Cyclonic Rift, and they didn't play around it. They just tapped all of their mana pre-combat, which is absolutely incorrect. Whether you expect the Amnesia or not, you don't let me Cyclonic Rift and then not replay your entire board. They had a 2-drop, 2 1-drops in Serra Ascendant and Sol Ring, and 2 2-drops. So 1 mana put in Lightning Greaves because through the Sol Ring. White and green would play Teeg, white would play Ascendant, and they had 2 mana open after that to replay the Sword of the Animist. They would only leave Genesis in hand, no big deal. All of their mana is redeployed, most of their threats are redeployed. I'm not sure what they were thinking in that, but overall I enjoyed the game. Hope you guys did as well. Kind of annoyed that there was a bug, but because it was a fantastic game. Alright, hope to see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to anyone you think might enjoy competitive gameplays. And let me know in the comments down below what lines you think I took that I shouldn't have, or what lines I should have took and didn't. I think holding the Maze of Ith for the potential Blighted Woodland was correct, and I think holding the Force of Will, even though I couldn't cast it with the Tegan play, was correct up until that point. Alright, see you all in the next one.